Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. After having got the fundamentals of the life as a whole, then a question comes. And the question is that how do we attain this? At present, we have understood very well. We can give lectures to others and create an illusion of realization for others. The highest illusion is the illusion of wisdom. I know everything, and knowingly I suffer. So, there are 4 methods. The first method is Anupaya. Anupaya means it is not a method. How it happens? It happens. It's nothing like how and why. The second is the Shambhavopaya. Shambhavopaya is the highest spiritual practice that we'll study today. Then comes the Shaktopaya, wherein we are playing with our mind in such a manner that we go beyond the mind. And last is the Anuvopaya, wherein we are trying to get out of our own wrong notions of doership. When we do karma, karma phala is created. That karma phala compels us to act in this world. And in that process of activity, again we create the result or the karma phala. And again we keep on acting. In this manner, there is no end to that. So, how do we get out of this mess? There are 4 ways, and we'll try to understand. The first section of this Shiva Sutra talks about the Shambhavopaya. There is nothing that is spoken about Anupaya. Anupaya is something like this. I'll give you 1 or 2 examples. There are many masters who are born with all the wisdom. See? Like there was a great saint, right from day 1 of his birth. When he was 1 year of age, he used to have the same routine of any child, crying and asking for the things and mummy, please take me, everything. Yet he was able to advise and guide everybody. So when the question of advising and guiding comes, he is a perfect sage. But afterwards, he is just like any other child. In this manner, these expressions are anupaya, no upaya, no effort. It just happens like this. This is the first thing. And therefore, there is nothing that can be spoken of. So we bypass that only by labeling it. Now, the first upaya that we will work on is the Shambhavopaya. Shambhavopaya is the one wherein we are living in awareness. Like in today's morning meditation session, what we were practicing was the Shambhavopaya. This Shambhavopaya, when we practice it again and again, and Shambhavopaya is practiced not only on the seat of meditation, but 24/7, 365. we have to live in utter awareness. And to live in utter awareness, what is required is to come to cognize that whenever we become aware of something, that something disappears. See? Suppose we are under the spell of anger. Then we become angry. But when the anger is building up and we become aware, the building of anger collapses and the anger disappears. Similarly, when there is a desire and we become aware of the desire, what is the meaning of becoming aware of desire? We observe the desire, what this desire is, then we come to know that we have a sense of incompleteness. Then we imagine that this particular object will give me a sense of fulfillment. This imagination is called as desire. In fact, it is just an imagination. It is not the truth. How come? Because have we not done the same thing earlier in our whole life? We have just imagined that if I get, I will be happy. But have we really attained happiness? See, in this manner, when we become aware of the phenomena of desire, the desire disappears. Therefore, Shambhopai tells us, live every moment in awareness. See, you know, the depth in the eyes is directly proportionate to the awareness in which we are living. I'll give you two examples. Have you seen the eyes of Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi? See any of his picture. There is a depth. There is peace. Like a deep ocean. And if you see the eyes of the yogis or tantric people, their eyes as if they are bulging out of the personality and they are going to attack on you. See, you can see the eyes of Bhagwan Rajanish, Osho. See his eyes. See, because the basic practice is, in case of yoga or in case of tantra, etc., they give tremendous importance on control over matter, and therefore to control the mind, they say you should practice Trataka. So they will keep a flame in front of you and then keep on looking at it. No flicker in the eyes. You can look into my eyes. You can very clearly see that I am away from myself, because I am focusing on the not self. And when we are living in awareness, we are not going away from ourselves. Remaining with oneself effortlessly all the time is living in awareness. And when we live in awareness, then the worldly limitations do not become any problem for us. Therefore, in Shambhopai, the topic is introduced. First of all, Chaitanya Atma, the first sutra. Chaitanya Atma means, like in Vedanta Upanishad it is said, Prajnanam Brahma, Chaitanya Atma. Consciousness is the real self. See? What is the difference between the light that comes from the sun and that comes from the moon? In a school, the teacher has asked, which light is more powerful, the sunlight or the moonlight? So all the children raised their hands and said, of course, sunlight. And there was one child, he did not agree. So he kept his hand down. What about you, dear? No. Moonlight is more powerful. How come? Sun gives light during day. Anybody can do that. Moon gives light at night. Can you challenge this wisdom? See? The difference between the sunlight and the moonlight is, sunlight is hot, moonlight is cool. What is the reason? Sunlight is original light, moonlight is only reflected light. In the same manner, awareness is like the sunlight and the mind is like the moonlight. Therefore, all those who are living at the level of the mind, they are moony. See? And when there is a full moon night, you can see, go and visit any mental hospital. Everybody is on the high tide. See? Living at the level of the mind. And minds are further influenced. See, mind is one principle. But this mind is further influenced by taking the shape of the body. See, try to visualize in front of your eyes. A river is flowing flat, very steady, and in somewhere in the center or anywhere in the flow, there is either a pillar or a stone or a rock. See what is the phenomena happens there? There is ebbing of the waters, isn't it? Water ebbs there. In the same manner, mind is a constant flow, universal flow. And in the universal flow, one rock or the stone has fallen, called as the gross body. And that gross body becomes identified with the mind, and thereafter the mind is ebbing in its thought with reference to that particular body. Be very attentive. And when the body is dropped by the mind, as in case of the dream or the deep sleep experience, then that mind is no more ebbing with reference to that particular body. See, friends. Therefore, this mind is the reflection of the consciousness, Chaitanya Atma, the conscious reality that we are. See? Like the other day I gave you example. Next time you go, this is my photo. So I stand before the mirror and I keep my photo here. So I look in the mirror and look over here. Look in the mirror, look over here. Whether it is the reflection of my beautiful face in the mirror or it is the impression of my beautiful face on a paper, both of them are equally an object of knowledge for me. I am separate from both of them. The reflection in the mirror happens when my face is in front of the mirror. But the impression on the paper is irrespective whether my face is present or not, it is stuck on that paper. See, in the same manner, waking experiences are illumined by the same Chaitanya Atma, and the dream experiences, which are like the photo impressions on the mind, that is also illumined by the same Chaitanya Atma. As we are not influenced by the dreamer's experiences. In the dream experience, we got a lottery, we earned millions of dollars. And when the dream was breaking, we thought, let us smuggle the dollars in the waking experience. Not possible. And therefore, the gain or the loss of the dreamer has no consequence to the illuminator of this dream. Similarly, the gain and the loss of the waker is equally of no consequence to this conscious reality. See? Sukha dukhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. When we live our life with equanimity towards victory or defeat, gain or loss, joy or sorrow, means what? They are equal. And when they are equal, then what we are doing? Time pass. So when you do time pass, you don't create sin or merit. Like we all have come here. For what? Time pass. Therefore, we are not going to create any sin or merit. See, therefore, friends, this Chaitanya Atma, first sutra, the truth is defined. Consciousness is the self. Now, what is the meaning of consciousness is the self? Means that experience which does not demand any medium for knowledge. See, knowledge of colors and forms demand the eyes and the mind, the light, our involvement. But our own being, that we are, how do we know that we are? Prove. How to prove? See, I'll give you some logic. There is a book in my hand, yes. Now, there is no book in my hand, yes. Again, there is a book in my hand, yes. Now, again, there is no book in my hand, yes. Therefore, the book is, then only I can place it and remove it, place it and remove it. If there is no book, how can I place and remove it? Yes, therefore the book is. Can you remove your head and place it back? Can you remove it? No, I cannot, because there is no head. Logic. See? So our conscious being is independent of any sense organs involvement, any mind or any logic of the intellect. Chaitanya Atma. See? So, this consciousness is the self. Now, this consciousness, the self, we already seen in the first day. These 5 things should be clear. First is, it is self-effulgent. Therefore, no authority is required to prove its presence or existence. It is self-established. It is not the existence of something. See? We have always known existence of. The camera exists. The mic exists. Why these are 2 objects? Because in between them there is no object. Therefore they are 2. So the absence of the objects between the 2, that absence is also cognized by us as existing. So there is existence, there is no object. Be very attentive. When we say there is no object, but in that absence there is presence. Who illuminated even the absence? See? So there are now the following things. 1. Camera is number 1. Mic is number 2. And in between, is there emptiness? No. In between, there is presence, who is authenticating the absence of any object between the 2. That is the reason why one of the methods of meditation is that focus your attention on absence. So what could be the absence for us to cognize? So we take the sound as the object. Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. We chanted 3 times. Why it is 3 times? Because after one Sri Ram, there was a gap. There was absence of the sound. So we extend this gap between the 2 Sri Rams. Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. It is in the light of awareness alone the sound appeared. When the sound disappeared, nothing has happened to the awareness. Awareness is illuminating both the sound as well as the silence, and therefore awareness is beyond all relativity, beyond all dvandva, beyond all the pairs of opposite, sound versus silence. Cognizing this effortlessly is called as the Shambhavopaya. See? In this we are not doing anything physically or through the speech, etc. So when we are able to cognize this consciousness as the reality, then this consciousness has got these 5 things to be understood. One, it is self-effulgent. Second thing, it knows itself to be self-effulgent. And then the third thing, it has got infinite potentiality. Infinite potentiality, Ananta Shakti or Ananda Shakti is called as the bliss aspect. Being aware of its own light is the Chit or the conscious aspect. And this conscious self has three additional potentialities, and these potentialities are called as the Ichha Shakti, the power of will. Second thing is Jnana Shakti, the power to know. And the third is the Kriya Shakti, the power to act. In this manner, these 3 plus 2, 5 are the things to be understood with reference to the absolute self. Now there is a question that comes up. The question is, if everything and everyone is nothing but this absolute conscious blissful Chaitanya Atma, then how come we don't experience that? How come? And what is that because of which we have fallen to our base existence? This is the question. So in reply to this, the teacher tells us that it is because of the Ichha Shakti, the will of the Lord. What is the will of the Lord? Now in Upanishad the thought comes. The Lord was feeling bored all by himself. What is this? Ekameva Advitiya. Then let us, time pass. And what is that time pass? What we do, the same thing Lord did. We get up and stand before the mirror. So what we have done? When we look into the mirror, we are looking at ourselves. There is a play of duality, but there is no loss of unity. See? In this manner, Lord was standing before the mirror. And it so happened, he got so lost in that mirror image, like a child, and forgot himself. So, this is called as the three impurities because of which the absolute is reduced to the relative. And these three impurities are called as the Anvamala, Mayiyamala and the Karmamala. Anvamala is what? Anu. This is a word used in Jain philosophy. Anu means Jiva. What is called as the Purusha of the Sankhyas. So this Anu is under the spell of the ignorance, Ajnana. Now ignorance does not mean absence of knowledge. Most of the places, because when we use the English words, the associated limitation of the language also are inherited. Ajnana or ignorance does not mean absence of knowledge. Ajnana means apurna jnanam or ayathartha jnanam. It is incomplete knowledge or it is the contrary knowledge. See, that is called as the ajnana. So under the spell of this ajnana, the Supreme Self is as if reduced to an anu. See. Now in Upanishad the stories come. God created this world and He created the sheep, the goats, the kangaroo, the horses, the whole creation, and yet He was not happy. So when He was not happy, you can imagine Brahmaji with 4 heads. So one hand with this head, one hand on another head. So, Brahmani, his wife asked, Honey, What is the problem? So Brahmaji looked at her with all the 8 eyes simultaneously. Somebody looking at you with 8 eyes, how terrible it is. With the 4 eyes we feel uncomfortable, with the 8 eyes. No, I am seeing you disturbed, therefore I ask. No, I am not disturbed, I am thinking, husband will never agree that he is disturbed. I am thinking. The disturbance of the husband is called as contemplation. So I am thinking that I have created this whole world and yet I am not happy, I am not fulfilled. I don't feel that this is the best creation that I have ever made. See, like ladies when they prepare something, then first of all they will do the bhoga to themselves. Take one thing, put it on the hand. If they are little cultured, if they are agriculture, then they will take it directly from that pot and put it back. They do that. So everybody gets prasad. And then I think little more pinch of salt is required. And again, I think little sugar will be better. In this manner, having created this world, the Lord was not very happy with his own creation. So he was thinking how to improve upon, should we add sugar or salt? Brahmani said, look here, why don't you create someone like you? Then, but one suggestion, let there be only one head. With your 4 heads, I know how miserable I am. That's a good idea. See, I told you, you husbands always think that you are intelligent. Had you been intelligent, you would never have married me. See, one son was asking his father, Dad, yes, Mom always calls you dumb. When I am grown up, I don't want to be called as dumb. So please tell me, guide me, how to become an intelligent husband, so that my wife will not call me dumb when I am grown up. So the father looked at the son and brushed away. Again, Dvitiyam Tagam Hovacha. Again, twice, thrice, he asked the same thing. The father did not reply. Dad, come on, tell me, I really want to be an intelligent husband. Dad got angry. Listen, no intelligent man ever becomes husband, understand? There is nothing like intelligent husband. All husbands are fools. What more you want to hear? No, nothing. See? So when Brahmaji created man in his image, then he felt, aha, sakrutam vai. Now after having created man, then he said that without me what this particular body will do? So, murdhani simanam vidarya pravishata. He entered from the Brahmarandra, and having entered the Brahmarandra, he started experiencing through the senses, the mind, etc. And thus, the absolute is reduced to the relative empirical individuality. See? So this is the Anubhavananda. Anubhavananda means what? Now, having got involved with one particular body, then all the thinking is only with reference to that body. Understand this through one example. See, suppose I have got this object in my hand, and we all have gone to the airport. We have to fill in some dumb forms. So at that time, we don't want to leave it anywhere. Somebody may take it or we may forget. So we keep it in the hand and put a pen or pencil in this, and with that we start writing. Yes, no. And when we sign ourselves, our signature never matches with our original signature. Because the hold on that object will corrupt our original handwriting. In the same manner, the mind which is corrupted by one particular body identification cannot think but about this body alone, and this is how our individuality becomes stronger and stronger. See, this is called as Anubhavananda, the impurity of ignorance because of which this absolute consciousness is as if reduced to the individuality. Now, having got involved with the body, then the Maya Mala starts operating, that all our life is lived for the mind and for the body. This is the Maya Mala. Then whatever is experienced through our senses, our mind, that alone is taken as real, and that which is beyond the scope of the senses and the mind is considered as illusion. If God is there, why can't I see? Unless I see myself, I will not believe in God. One young man came and asked me this question. Swamiji, I don't believe in God. He came with his mother. So I looked at him and I called him, come here. And in his ear I whispered, I also don't believe in God. Really? So he came with a hope that I will say, no beta, you have to believe in God. God created you. God is love. God is confusion. See, you have to believe. So suddenly he got a shock of his life that I also don't believe in God. Really? Then why you are doing this drama? Really? I said, yes, really. You ask your mother. Mama, Swami is telling that he is not a Swami, he is doing drama. Mother said, no, he is just telling you like that. I said, see, this is also drama. Everything is drama. So when he got sufficiently confused, then I told him, I said, look here, where do you require faith? When you do not know something, you accept that thing on the strength of the faith. You don't know God, therefore you require faith that yes, I believe in God. But as regards you are concerned, you are already realized. Therefore you don't require faith. But ignorant people like me and others, to your mom, they will never understand. So, salutation to thee, O great master. He says, Swamiji, I don't know. You are making me miserable. I said, I made you God. What miserable? It's not making me miserable. I can't understand. I said, look here. When you tell this is my mom, have you seen where from you are dropped in this world? Like, you know, the cow dung, badak. Do you see that? No. Somebody did that, this lady is your mom. Mama. Now that lady whom you have accepted only on faith that she is your mother, she tells this man is your dad. Have you seen that? No. You just accept. So in the field of ignorance, the faith is the strength. So if you do not know God, so those people who do not know God, they have faith in God. But people wise like you, those who know God, they don't require faith. Therefore you don't have faith. I congratulate you, don't have faith. You are realized already. So this Maya Mala is what? We have this notion. That which can be known through the senses or the mind, that alone is real. Get this point. We all have the illusion that I am seeing you and you are seeing me. But is it the truth? See? The light is falling on me, on every object, and that light is getting reflected according to the shape of the object, and that is making an image on your retina, and that is caught in the mind, and that is bathing in the light of the consciousness. So what we are seeing is essentially only the image on the mind. For some reason, if the image is not allowed to be formed, for example, you close your eyes, image is not formed. So the colors and forms don't exist for us. Second way, let the eyes be open, let there be absolute darkness, no light. Then there will be no reflection of light on me, and then you can't see me. Your eyes are open, functional, normal, but because there is no light falling on my body or your body, we can't see each other. So what are we really seeing? In reality, we are only experiencing images. And our condition is like a small child standing before the mirror and taking the toothpaste and the brush and applying on the reflection in the mirror. See, friends, when you become extremely aware of this phenomena, you will come to know that everything is only images, images, images. See? And what is an image? Is it an object? It is just an impression. Sometimes the impressions are very deep, they remain. Sometimes they are very shallow, they go away. See? Be very clear. Once I was ironing in Lonavala, India. Somebody came, Swamiji, please don't brush me, please answer my question. How to purify the mind? I said, put it in a hot water with the detergent and boil it for 1 hour. See, you are making fun of me. I said, I don't have to make. You are self-sufficient. Your mind you have to purify. You find out what can I tell you. But how to do that? I said, what do you understand by purification of the mind? No, you only told there should not be likes and dislikes on the mind. So how to remove the likes and dislikes? I said, you start liking me. All disliking will go away. Then I said, look here. I was ironing. I said, look here, let me finish my job. To keep you engaged, I give you job. See, on the table, there is something like, food particle. Clean it properly and don't throw it on the floor like a typical Indian. Okay. It collected all that and took it on her palm. I said, show me. That's good. You collected it. Now throw it in the garbage. I said, wash your hands. Come back here. I said, now I am ironing. So all the wrinkles you see on the lungi, that I will remove and put it on your hand. Then throw that also in the garbage. What is that? I said, see, there are wrinkles here. So when I have moved the iron box, they have gone. So where they have gone? In your hand. I don't understand anything. Friends, impressions are illusions. They appear but they are not. The likes, the dislikes. The friends, the enemy. The important, unimportant. They are just illusions. That is why what we used to like earlier, we dislike. What we used to dislike earlier, we like. It keeps on changing. It is not real. See, it is something like When you are carrying your laptop, all the data filled in, 300 GB data is that. And you can, what happened? Dad, you are very heavy. I told you to buy some good quality laptop. You bought it in weight or what? So heavy. Then what is to be done? I am thinking to delete the data. It will become light. So I delete the data. It has become light. So when the data is added, the weight does not increase. When the data is deleted, weight is not decreased. In the same manner, on the mind, these wrong notions are not real. The notion, I am the body, the notion, I am beautiful, the notion, I am rich, the notion, I am intelligent. These are only notions. And these notions have no existence, friends. All our spiritual practice is take an iron box, put your mind lungi, and nicely heated steam, pressure, and slowly move. That ironing of the mind is the process of meditation. In the heat of meditation, the cold heat of meditation, all the impressions become slowly and steadily weaker and weaker and weaker, and then they disappear. It is something technically called as unused atrophy. See, what is unused atrophy? Earlier I used to write like mad. Continuous writing. Now slowly the writing habit has gone all the time, either laptop or somebody takes dictation. Now I cannot write. Now why you can't write? Because unused atrophy. The use of the hand for writing was reduced to such an extent that I start writing. First a word comes nicely, second becomes third. After that, ठीक है. Even to spell the word completely, we say experiencing, in. Forget. You just write it out. Experiencing. Why to write such a long thing? This is called as unused atrophy. In the same manner, when we are practicing dhyana abhyas, remain aware, let the thoughts come and go. We don't use those thoughts. Means we do not get carried away by those thoughts. The net result is those thoughts or the mind remains unused. And when we practice it for a longer and longer period, for many years, the mind gives up its earlier habit of unwanted thinking. The mind becomes slowly steady. Therefore, a contemplative person is naturally at peace with him/her. I had to survive. You are always giving the example of his, as if ladies are known. Baba, they are everywhere, on everywhere. Don't worry. See? In this manner, when these Mayamala, so what is the Mayamala? Mayamala, impurity or the limitation of the knowledge. This is the limitation of the knowledge. Therefore, the second sutra is Jnanam Bandhaha, knowledge is bondage. What knowledge? That knowledge which is gathered through the medium of the senses and the mind, that knowledge is bondage. See, and in fact it is not knowledge, it is ayathartha, it is ignorance in reality, but we think it is a knowledge. See? Therefore, this Mayamala is the one which creates the chaos of the gross body and the subtle body. And this Mayamala creates an illusion of I versus not I. See? When the I versus not I is created, then the samsara, the duality becomes real. And how this I versus not I is created? By an illusion of a concept of in and out. See, what is our present experience? I is inside and the not I is outside. See, that is our concept. So, the I is inside and outside. In deep sleep, are we inside the room or outside the room? Are we inside the body or outside the body? This illusion of in and out is the foundation of the relative existence. Therefore, when we are practicing, if you remain in aware, without any effort, the body and the shape of the body disappears from the knowledge. When the shape of the body disappears from the knowledge, then the concept of in and out becomes null and void. When the concept in and out becomes null and void, then there is no fear of extinction. See, take your example. You are sleeping at 1 o'clock, your child, Mummy, 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 I have to go to bathroom. Go on then, why are you disturbing me? Mummy will bark. No, Mummy, I can't go, I am afraid. So Mummy becomes a courageous Durga Mata. Come on, I'll go with you. And for the child, going out of the bedroom into the bathroom is going to another place. But this mother, who is an embodiment of wisdom and realization, she knows that the bedroom and bathroom, they are under the same roof. Therefore, both of them are inside the house. The child doesn't know this, so the child is afraid of going from one room to the bathroom. The mother is realized, whether we are in the bathroom or in the bedroom, we are inside the house. See? For ignorant people, it is going here and there. For the wise one, they go nowhere and come from nowhere. See, friends. Therefore, this Maya Mala creates this havoc. And the third is the Karma Mala. Karma Mala is what? Because I have mistaken myself to be an individual, separate from others, therefore incomplete. Therefore, I want to attain completeness. Therefore, I desire things which I imagine will be a source of adding completeness to me. So what do we do? That the boy imagines that life is complete because of the wife. Imagination. And then he gets married. And then he comes to know, probably my imagination was wrong. Then counter imagination. If I divorce her, I will be happy. I will be complete. So we divorce. But then there is complete, no, maybe if I get married to that girl, I will be happy. In New York, where I was walking, one old man sitting with a glass of water in his hand, and other hand there was a fishing rod. And the hook of the fishing thread was kept in their glass and sitting with it. Very good acting. So there was one old lady going nearby. She had nothing to do, nowhere to go, realize. So she looked at him and she said, poor man, He doesn't understand what he's doing. Probably he's gone. So she opened her purse, took out one, dollar bill and put it in front of. The moment it was put, he put it in his pocket, else somebody may take it. Then she asked, since morning, how many fish you could catch? She said, you are the 10th. This is how Mahatmas do. You are the 10th. So we go on imagining, if I divorce her and get married to her, I'll be happy. But there again the same thing is repeated. Then we start the third and the fourth and the fifth, and thereafter we become habitual. See friends, discover your own divine self, which is independent of all that is happening around. And when this is not understood, then we are constantly wanting to do something and improve upon. This struggle is called as Jiva's miseries. So, we start doing everything. We want that our children should improve. How can they improve when there is a manufacturer's defect? See? We want them to change. They are not furnitures. Yeah? And their whole life, I have done so much for them, but why they have become like this thing? Because of me. Why they have become like this thing? See? And the net result is all the time miserable and disgusted. Remaining miserable and disgusted is the highest sin. In Valmiki Ramayana it comes. Anyatha santam atmanam anyatha pratipadyate kim tena na krutam papam chorena atma apahana. We are essentially divine, but remain all the time miserable. To remain miserable is the highest sin. See? And not only highest sin, what is the highest sin? Chorena. We are the thieves, nay, dacoits. Because somebody else created the body and we started claiming the body is me and mine. It is, like in the open ground, you take a gun and tell somebody, get out of the car, it is my car, or else I'll shoot you. The same thing we all have done. The body is created by somebody. We started occupying it and now the Rent Control Act is operating. I will not leave. What do you have to do? Neither we will pay the rent nor we will vacate. And we consider ourselves to be very, very intelligent. See, friends. And because of this theft, we are kept behind the bars. See? So whether you go behind the bars and become liquid spiritualist, or you go behind the bar and start working, miseries are guaranteed. So, this karma mother, the impurity born out of karma, is the result of the karma phala. Therefore, don't give too much importance this karma. Don't try to purify yourself by doing the karma. Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. So when we are able to cognize that what is being done, the world or nobody needs us. It is we who are in need. See? With this understanding, when you start living your life, you will see the whole approach to the world or the life changes. We have this funny notion, as if we are doing something great to the children. We are doing nothing. See, many times, once somebody came to Lonavala, not Lonavala, where it was? Pilani. They drove all the way from Delhi. I was having my camp there. 3-4 days. Swamiji, this is a holy time. Should we come and join you? I said, come. I'll arrange for you. So there was a hostel where I was staying. I arranged for them. Husband, wife and son. The other son was busy with the exam. He could not come. Swamiji, we are so lucky. Everybody doesn't get this chance to come and stay with you. All the standard dialogues were over. Then at night has gone through. Next morning, first the husband comes. Swamiji, my wife is feeling that she is remembering her son, that it is a holy day and he is all alone at home. We have never left him earlier. So he is constantly phoning her. So she is disturbed. I say, send her. You are okay, is it not? Then you stay, let her go. Send her. She came. This is what your husband told me. No, Swamiji, I didn't say. He said, I told him that you continue. I am with Swamiji, I don't want to go. See the difference in the version. Then I said, send your son. The younger son came. Swamiji, I will tell you the truth. Both mommy and daddy cannot live without my brother. And they are telling that he needs, no, it is the other way around. They need him. This is the truth of life, friends. But we have this notion that, that people need, therefore I work. Nobody needs anybody. Come to recognize this. Then you will come to discover that the truth is absolute without getting involved anywhere, anything. That if we are doing something, it is not for the world, it is for ourselves. So these three impurities are the one which are creating havoc in our life. Now, once this jiva is formed, then for the jiva, the knowledge becomes limited. This is the second sutra, Jnanam Bandha. The knowledge becomes limited because he is functioning only through the limitations of the instruments. See, by our naked eyes we can see a particular spectrum of light waves. Beyond that, light waves are, but we cannot see. Does it mean they don't exist? See? So all the knowledge that we get is only a limited knowledge. It is incomplete knowledge. And incomplete knowledge is dangerous than ignorance, not having knowledge. How? You have incomplete knowledge about cooking. And then Swamiji is coming, I am going to prepare a new dish. Nobody has ever prepared that for him. So it becomes an experiment. And they will be making that dish, and Swamiji, for the first time I made this. Now you can imagine my courage. It is this courage only, with this I am moving in the whole world. Okay? I am ready for any challenge, come on. See, friends, because incomplete knowledge, our old ladies, mothers, when they prepare food, they don't keep a book in the hand. Put this one, cover it. Open after 20 minutes. And then you watch TV, oh, 20 minutes. Open. Nothing has happened. Mummy, I did exactly what you told, but nothing has happened. Tell me what you have done. Okay. Did you switch on the gas? No. This is incomplete knowledge. Similarly, we go and tell, let us do meditation. Sit down. Now, when we sit for meditation, don't think anything. How it is possible? Try, yaar. Don't you think? I think. Then why do you tell us not to think? Then what can I tell you? This is the only way to keep you busy. And this is such an engagement. You spend your whole life, only one sentence, don't think. And there is book for the whole life. The Andhe Naivaniya Mana Yathandha. In Upanishad, the mantra comes. Avidyaya mantare vartamanaha swayam dhiraha panditam manyamana dandramyamana pariyanti mudhaha andhe naiva niyamana yathandha. See, avidyayam antare vartamana, themselves living in the relative existence as if it is real. And swayam dhiraha panditam manyamana, started thinking that I am the wiser than the wisest. And the person who thinks he is wise, in fact, is otherwise. And what are the symptoms of the otherwise man taking the role of a wise? He wants to guide and advise everybody. See? If you observe in this world, this is my meditation. One person came and he was told, Swamiji, I want to ask you something. I said, you stand there and talk, don't come near me. So he stood there. I said, before you ask me, I'll ask you a question. Is your house near railway track? Swamiji, I have never seen you. And this is the, normally people ask, what is your name, where from you have come? But you straight away ask, is your house your real railway track? I said, don't counter question, tell yes or no. Yes. Now go ahead. But how did you know? I said, because you are talking as if you are talking on a dead foot to USA from Australia. You don't need to shout. But because he has been staying near the railway track, he cannot talk soft. Therefore, his speech, I stand there, I can hear. See? So when somebody is deaf, he thinks everybody is deaf. See, a person who is deaf, he never talks slow. He has the illusion, people may not hear me. Kya kaha tha? Others are not deaf. See how beautiful it is? Now, second thing. Those who are blind, if a blind man touches another person, even he may be blind, the other person. So if a blind man touches another blind person, he never thinks he is a blind. He thinks that he can see. So he will say, Maya, can you cross me in this road? Now that blind man will very clearly know, this fellow doesn't know that I am blind. So why will he tell? See, then he will put his hand. Okay, you put your hand on my shoulder and I will take you. So one blind leading the other blind, both of them will do that. This is how the incomplete knowledge is very, very dangerous. And you will see, when you listen little bit here and there, you get something very great in your own life for the first time. Immediately you want to tell, come sit down. There are 5 great limits, there are 5 gyanendriyas, there are 5 karmendriyas, there are 5 pranas, there are 5 panchapranas. But why are you taking my prana and leaving? This is how, it just comes out as a vomit. Because it is ignorant, it is incomplete knowledge. Therefore, friends, this Sankuchita Jnanam, the knowledge which is gained through the limitations of the senses and the mind, is a vitiated knowledge. It is not the real knowledge. See, the real knowledge we all experience in the deep sleep. And in that experience, we have no sense of otherness and therefore all bliss. That knowledge which is experienced as bliss, Chidananda, Chit knowledge, Ananda bliss. That knowledge which is experienced as bliss is the real knowledge. All others are only the cartoon of knowledge. See, friends. Therefore, we have to, in this life, get beyond the limitations of the senses and the mind and the intellect. So if we are to go beyond the limitations of these three, then what is required? First step, never try to objectify the self. See, I want to see God. God is very powerful, yaar. Your eyes will become blind. Very powerful. Then what you require? You require a third eye. How to open a third eye? Put chandan. Slowly, slowly. Here the skin will become very, fragile or very tender, and anything you put here, it will come out like a bulb. And that is called as opening of the third eye. But then you will have another problem. If you have glasses, you will have to develop another glass. See, friends. Therefore, objectification of the self is the first and the most difficult to transcend. There is a good friend of mine somewhere in India. He is the devotee of Bhagavan Dattatreya and Grahastha. So somebody took me, so I did namaskar and all that. Then he called me, Swamiji, please don't do namaskar to me. I said, okay, withdrawn. There should not be any argument with anybody in this world if you want to live happily. Withdraw. And then sometime coming and talking this thing, that thing. So I asked him, I said, Maharaji, I have got only one problem. When we say that the jiva goes from this life to that life, etc., what exactly jiva means? Because when you are telling it can't be love, but what is the jiva? Then this particular question he will bypass and explain everything. And what is the explanation? Only chamatkar. See, I went there and this has happened. This is the grace of the Lord. I went there, this is the grace of the Lord. I gave something to somebody and his problem was solved, grace of the Lord. And the whole spiritual life is nothing but only the various kinds of chamatkars which are happening. So I tell her, she tells him, he tells him, slowly, slowly the virus spreads. See? And what is the virus? There are three types of viruses. One virus is the biological virus, HIV virus. Second is the computer virus, which is the logical virus. And third is our ego, it is an illogical virus. And then we come under this spell. And that becomes spirituality. See, friends, why this begins? Because we want to continue to be objective in the pursuit of the spiritual truth. It is not objective. It is beyond objectivity. And when the objectivity disappears, subject also disappears. When by God's grace my wife dies, to me the husband, what has happened? Can I be called thereafter as a husband? No. Then where the husband has gone? He was burnt on the fire of the wife. Then what is left behind? Ekameva dvitiya neha nanasti kinchana parabrahma paramatma, all happiness. Come to discover this. You know why I killed my wife? I got a freedom. Because I can create. After work is over, delete. See, it is only, in today's world, the digital thing have become so much everywhere. Somewhere twins were born, I think in Malaysia, and they asked me, Swamiji, you know so many things, you please tell now what should be the name for our twins. I said, cut paste. Twins, cut paste. No. The other mother was scolding her son. I have not downloaded you. You are born out of me. See? If you learn this computer science, I tell you, it will give you a correct picture of spiritual practice. Just come to discover where we are living is only in the virtual reality, not the actual reality. And virtual reality is only under certain set of conditions and not all the time. Therefore, this ajnanam bandhaha. Ajnanam is knowledge for us because we think whatever is gained through the senses, mind, etc. is real, and therefore we want to see also the God. If you study the writings of great masters, for example, take our Mirabai. She was a devotee of Bhagwan Krishna. But yesterday somebody sang the bhajan. See, पायो जी मैंने कृष्ण रतन धन पायो. No, Rama रतन धन पायो. See? Initially, her writings, if you study, oh God, darshana dena mujhe. And afterwards, when Rama Ratana Dhana Payo, then she is all the time in tune with the divine. Nay, the divinity was expressing through us. Therefore, when the divinity is expressing through us, a cobra becomes a shaligram and the poison becomes a nectar. See, friends. Therefore, objectivity in knowledge is the first and the last obstacle to be transcended. And for that, tasmatvam indriyani ado niyamya bharatarshava. The first step is absolute control over our senses. Second is on the mind. And third is the conceptualization of the absolute. Absolute cannot be conceptualized. Relatives are only conceptualized. In relation to something what exists is a concept. The truth is not a concept. In Pittsburgh, after my lecture, there was one professor from the university. He came and he said, "Hey Swami, you explained the concepts very well." I said, "Sorry sir, I did not explain any concept. You are a professor is a concept. You are rich is a concept. You are married is a concept. But you are is not a concept. It is the truth. I did not talk of concepts." See, friends. Therefore, this ajnanam bandhaha, the knowledge that we gain through the faculties of senses, mind, they create this illusion and we are lost in that. Therefore, unless we become subjective in our approach to the truth, rather than asking or wanting to see the truth, let the truth express through us, and the truth can express through us when we delete ourselves. See, ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityaviyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. What is said in devotion is the same thing what is said in knowledge. Delete the small I and the absolute expresses through. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Dachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate